The film tells the story of a child named Youssef, 10 years old, who lives in a troubled family environment where he suffers from neglect and psychological and physical abuse from his parents. Youssef struggles to cope with his painful reality while trying to preserve his innocence and dreams despite the harsh circumstances. The film sheds light on the impact of poor upbringing on a child's psyche and how it can shape their future personality. A smart and sensitive child who loves drawing and playing but suffers from neglect and abuse at home. A harsh and authoritarian figure who struggles with psychological and financial issues, directing his anger toward Youssef. A weak-willed woman suffering from depression, unable to protect Youssef from his father's violence. A supportive figure at school who notices Youssef's suffering and tries to help him. A child of the same age who lives in a happy family, representing hope and a normal life for Youssef. Youssef's daily life at home is shown, where he faces insults and violence from his parents. At school, Youssef appears quiet and isolated but excels in drawing. The teacher begins to notice signs of abuse on Youssef, such as excessive fear and bruises. The violence at home intensifies, especially after the father loses his job. Youssef tries to escape reality through drawing and imagination, creating a fantasy world where he is happy. The teacher attempts to communicate with the parents but faces rejection and denial. The violence reaches its peak when Youssef is seriously injured during a fight between his parents. Youssef is taken to the hospital where social services intervene to rescue him. Youssef is separated from his parents and placed in a foster care facility. Youssef begins his journey of psychological recovery with the help of the teacher and social workers. The film shows how a child can rebuild trust in the world despite the difficulties. The ending is open, with Youssef drawing a painting that expresses his pain and hope for a better future. The impact of poor upbringing on a child's psyche and future. The importance of psychological and social support for children suffering from abuse. The role of society in protecting children from domestic violence. The drawing scene. Youssef draws a fantasy world where he is happy, far from the reality of violence. The fight scene. A violent argument between the parents leads to Youssef's injury. The rescue scene. Social services intervene to save Youssef and transfer him to foster care. The ending scene. Youssef draws a painting that expresses his pain and hope for a better future. Use dull colors at home to reflect Youssef's gloomy life, and bright colors in his drawings to represent his dreams. A soundtrack that reflects Youssef's psychological state, alternating between sadness and hope.